From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage. Tonight's East Coast Conference matchup features the College of Staten Island Dolphins taking on the Roberts Wesleyan College Redhawks. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, once again joined by Nick Durst. And Nick, the Dolphins picking up a win in our first game of the night, the women defeating the women of Roberts Wesleyan College. The Dolphins held the lead almost the entire game. After falling behind 4-3, they got out in front in the first quarter and never looked back.
Yeah, G. Esposito closed the first half strong, and Ashley Lambert just dominated all game long. Ashley was straight money from the field, and the Dolphins are looking for a clean sweep here tonight.
So we'll have a lot to say about G-Money and Cashley moving forward, but our focus shifts to the men's game ahead of tonight's matchup with the Redhawks. And for the Dolphins, they come in off of a win. They had a 20-point lead late in the second half against Malloy this past weekend. That lead nearly got away. CSI holds on to pick up the win.
Yeah, Joe, big win, 72-69, and a big reason why was Bryce Waterman. And to quote the great Louis Matrone, he did it again! He did it again! 21 points. When this guy gets hot, he is hot, and he was 5 for 8 from three-point range, carried the team to victory.
Great game this weekend for Bryce. Also, Messiah Mallory once again giving the Dolphins another stellar performance. A double-double for Mallory. Lewis is off camera. He loved that, Nick, smiling in our direction. But Messiah Mallory's been smiling quite a bit lately. A multiple-time ECC Rookie of the Week winner 6 times. Still in search of that elusive Player of the Week accolade. We'll see. He has a few weeks left, about 3 weeks to go in the season ahead of the Dolphins' final home game. But for the Dolphins, Mallory was not only good this past weekend, he has been remarkable all season long.
Yeah, he's a walking double-double, 16 and 10, and really, basically, that's what you can expect from every game. Rebounds always around 10, points between 16 to 24. It's very consistent, and the Dolphins have a great young player here to build the program around for the next 2 years.
They sure do, but some familiar faces as well, really propelling this Dolphins offense forward. One of those being Austin Mick. He has shot it very well from downtown. He and several other Dolphins have seen their three-point percentages climbing all season long.
Yeah, Austin Mick has been knocking a ton of, as you like to call them, Mickey threes this season. He's shooting 38% from three-point range, and when he gets hot, you better watch out because he will make a lot of three-pointers.
In addition to Mick, Chris Velasquez has also played a huge role in this Dolphins offense, running the point for CSI and really doing some great work from the mid-range. But Mick is not the only Dolphin who shot it well from beyond the arc. You mentioned Waterman this past weekend, but Messiah Mallory is the team's leader in three-point shooting.
Right. It's kind of surprising because he doesn't take that many, but when he takes the shots, he makes them count, and he is shooting 40% from three-point range. 0.01 ahead of Bryce Waterman. Waterman shooting 39% from three-point range this season.
So close between Waterman and Mallory. A great problem for the Dolphins to have, as they have 3 players who qualify shooting up above 38% from three-point range. For the Redhawks, they are also coming in off of a win. They are 8-8 on the season, 6-5 in the ECC. Took care of business against Uville in their last game.
Yeah, big win against Uville, winning by over 10 points. They were great in that game, and they were led by some of the people you see leading them all season long, so no surprises there. First person we can highlight is Reggie Clark, leading the team in points, almost 16 points per game, and he's averaging 6.5 rebounds per game as well.
Barely edging out Clark in the rebounding department is Armand Nasseri. Nasseri with a tick over 7 rebounds per game to go along with over 12 points per game. Those names just 2 to watch, along with Isaiah Lewis for the Redhawks tonight. The Dolphins will have their hands full, as those are just 3 of the double-digit scores on this Redhawks team. So with that, we have about 10 seconds before the introduction of starting lineups. Nick and I will step aside and take a break. Coming up next, the Dolphins and Redhawks right here on the ECC Network.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. details that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And welcome back to the Tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island for the back half of tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader. The men of CSI take on the men of Roberts Wesleyan College after the women of CSI picked up the win in our early game. The Dolphins led for nearly the entire game, an effort the men will hope to replicate for the College of Staten Island. And as starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor, my broadcast partner Nick Durst has those starting lineups for you.
First for Roberts Wesleyan men's basketball team, number 0, the redshirt junior guard coming in at 6 foot from Newport News, Virginia, Amari Lee. Next up for them, number 3, Shane Fanning, the senior guard at 6'3" from Rochester, New York. Number 5, Rion Carter, the junior guard at 6'2" from Rochester, New York. Number 12, Jacaire Sanchez, the redshirt sophomore guard and forward at 6'4" from Syracuse, New York. And number 24, Kayvon Wright, the senior guard and forward at 6'3" from Greensboro, North Carolina. Now for your CSI Dolphins, number 0, the junior guard at 5'10" from Staten Island, New York, Chris Velasquez. Number 5, the senior guard at 6'1" from Brunswick, Ohio, Austin Mick. Number 10, the freshman forward at 6'3" from Fort Lee, New Jersey, Luis Armas. Number 12, the sophomore forward at 6'5" from Colony, New York, Bryce Waterman. And number 23, the forward freshman at 6'7" from Ward-of-Liette, New York, Messiah Mallory.
Mallory and Wright to jump to get things started, as it just got a lot more quiet in here following the introduction of starters, as Andrew Rotundo came over the public address system for the last couple of minutes, as Nick also brought you the starting lineups from the commentary desk. Dolphins have it first in the back half of tonight's ECC doubleheader, and Austin Mick opens things up with a missed three-pointer.
Austin off the mark to get things started here.
Red Hawks with an open 3. That's no good by Sanchez, and the rebound goes to CSI. Velasquez looks to push. Waterman was open but didn't get a clean handle on the pass. Dolphins find Armas for 3, and Luis Armas on his birthday opens up the scoring with a 3-pointer.
Happy birthday to you. Why don't you score a 3 to light up the room? And Armas was clapping for himself, and he was very pumped up for that as the Red Hawks come back the other way and are unable to convert on their attempts.
That shot no good from in close for Roberts Wesleyan. Dolphins lead 3-0. This is Waterman, top of the arc. Armas sets the screen. Now Velasquez, 10 to shoot. Velasquez with the step back 3 off the crossover, no good. Rebounded by Lee. That's Carter on the drive, and he was fouled.
Dolphins foul number 0, Chris Velasquez, his first, team's first.
So an early foul here for the Dolphins.
So Carter was fouled in the act of shooting, and his first free throw is an air ball.
Well, definitely not ideal there for Carter.
And Carter is short on the second, so an 0 of 2 trip to the line for Ryan Carter. Dolphins facing an early press from the Red Hawks. Velasquez finds Mick. Waterman, corner three-pointer, and that rattles out. It was halfway down, and Sanchez has the board.
In and out there.
Lee dribbles well beyond the arc at nearly half court. This is Fanning. He finds Wright, and Wright buries the deep two.
Came on Wright for 2.
Wright gets his team on the board here.
Kayvon Wright with the first points for the Red Hawks as Mick barely evades the pressure. Armas finds Mallory, and the Dolphins have 17 to shoot. Velasquez to Armas. Bounce pass to Mallory, working along the baseline. Mallory backing in, spinning, and he lays it in off glass. What a move by Mallory.
A little spinnerooty there, Joe. Can you dig it, sucker?
That shot way off at the other end and rebounded by Velasquez. And Velasquez nearly had his pocket picked, but he maintains possession. Waterman will try another three, too long, rebounded by Mallory. Mallory out to Waterman, and he traveled.
Turnover there. So Dolphins have come out here on the aggressive. 5 points to show for it so far.
Possession belongs to the Red Hawks. They trail by 3 as the kick out goes to an open Wright. His 3 is no good, and Velasquez has another rebound. Mick gets it to Mallory as the Dolphins continue to face steady full court pressure. Mick, bounce pass to Mallory. Has 2 defenders nearby, finds an open Armas, and his three-pointer is off the mark.
Armas from the same spot where he started off the scoring earlier on.
Another shot off the mark for the Red Hawks, and much like the women's team from Roberts Wesleyan did earlier, the men are off to a poor shooting start as well. Dolphins not scoring it much better. Our score 5-2. Nearly 4 minutes in, and Armas makes it a 6-point CSI lead. He has 2 from downtown.
Armas trying to score as many points as many years old he is today, and he's off to a good start with 6 quick points.
In the corner, that's Carter. Kicks it out. 3-point attempt by Sanchez is good, and Jakir Sanchez with the answer.
Nice job there by Sanchez to knock down 3.
Jakir Sanchez with the first hit from downtown for the Red Hawks. Their deficit back down to 3. Velasquez floats one up and couldn't get it to go off glass, but Mallory has the rebound and the putback.
Mallory dominating in the paint so far here tonight.
On the drive, that was right. Kick out into the corner for Lee. Off the shot fake, Lee can't connect on the baseline pull-up, and Velasquez has another board for the Dolphins. He has 4 rebounds already, just over 5 minutes into the half.
Averaging about a rebound a minute. On pace for 40.
Armas, defended by Sanchez, and he turns it over. Sanchez to the rim, off the feed from Wright, and he lays it in. Redhawks back to within 3.
Great job there by him to finish it with Armas getting back on defense.
Armas brings it across the timeline and has Mick. The Redhawks have relented on the full court pressure just a bit, as Mick looks for some space. Instead, feeds it over to Mallory. Mallory working on the right block. Finds Velasquez in the corner. Pull up on the baseline by Velasquez. Rebound tipped to Armas. His turnaround jumper no good. And he is able to rebound his own miss off the tip from Mallory. That is thrown into the backcourt. That will be a Dolphins turnover. And we should have our first media timeout of the game with CSI leading Roberts Wesleyan College by 3. Our score 10-7 with 13:55 on the clock in the first half.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank. The Dolphins' lead is 3 points with 13:55 on the clock in the first half. And Nick, neither team shot it very well in the early going, but for the Dolphins, they've got their field goal percentage up to about 33%. And for the Redhawks, they're now 3 of 10 after a very slow start for Roberts Wesleyan.
Yeah, slow start for them, but they're lucky here. They're in it. It's only 10-7, and we just saw a great commercial by Kettle Black. We know our coworkers in the office love that commercial, Joe. And I know you are very much looking forward to your chicken wings tonight after the game.
That's right. Always looking forward to some good food from the Kettle Black. Redhawks have it with 15 on the shot clock. This is Lee calling for a screen. Sanchez surveys. 6 on the shot clock. On the kick out, that's Fanning. He has an open shooter on the outside, and that three-pointer is good by Abu G-Bain.
G-Bain comes into the game and knocks down a huge three.
All right, so Gabanye is wearing number 4, excuse me. The pronunciation guide has him listed as 5, so when I saw no pronunciation, I assumed it had to be G-Bain, but it's Jabanye. So get that cleared up here.
And Jabane's made a tremendous impact coming in, 2 quick points, and now he's forced a turnover.
Redhawks will inbound from the sideline, and they now have a 2-point lead. Jabanye takes the handoff, drives at Mallory, and he can't finish off the window. Rebound by David Shkolny. Shkolny evades the double, finds Waterman, who has Mick open in the corner for 3, and that's no good. Rebound to Jabanye. A lot behind that pass from Lee on the kick out, and Jabanye tried to throw it down. And we have a whistle underneath, and we'll get another look at that one in just a moment. As the foul is offensive, so the Dolphins will inbound, but Jabanye tried to go up over Velasquez. And here's a look. We caught the tail end of it. We'll look at it a second time. Here it is. As Jabanye takes it to the rim and charges over Chris Velasquez. And you said it during our last broadcast,
He's
Nick.
great at drawing the charges.
That is a Chris Velasquez specialty. And he has Waterman. That pass a bit low, but Bryce is freed up from the mid-range by the Shkolny screen, and Bryce knocks it down.
Splash. Nice and smooth there by Bryce.
Speaking of splash, there's one at the other end. That was Jaquer Sanchez.
The number 12s going after each other right now.
Shamal Martin also into the game for CSI. He came on with David Shkolny. That gives Messiah Mallory a breather as we have a foul. And with that, another media timeout. So 2 media timeouts very quickly, one after the other. When we come back, it is the Redhawks leading CSI by 2, 14-12.
Car is damaged. Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4899.
Car is damaged. Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4899.
And we are back from the tank. Dolphins now trailing by 2 points after a hot start. CSI led in this game early by as many as 6 points, but the Redhawks have turned that around. An 8-point swing in the other direction, and now Roberts Wesleyan will look to maintain that 2-point lead as the Dolphins inbound from the baseline. This is Mick on the left wing, and we have our first Mickey 3 of the night.
Well, Joe, the inbound goes to Martin behind the three-point line, and for some reason he's double-teamed. He's not going to shoot from there, and he finds Mick real quick, and he knocks down a 3.
Just like that, the Dolphins back in front by 1. On the post-up, that's Fanning. Takes it back outside. Now Jabanye is stripped. 3-on-2. The Dolphins at a disadvantage on that break, but they have an open Shkolny who passes up the 3 and is called for an offensive foul.
Dolphins foul number 22, Jamal Martin, his first, team's second.
Well, that was actually not called on Shkolny. It was called on Martin, so it was an off-ball foul.
All right, so Shamal Martin picks up his first personal and then is immediately whistled for his second.
And he's going to go to the bench because he's in foul trouble. So Mallory will check in here after this first free throw, and Max Dillon Butler will also check into the game.
At the line is Jabanye, and he knocks down the first. Martin and Velasquez to the bench. Max Dillon Butler and Mallory out onto the floor. One more coming up from the line for Abu Jabanye, and he makes it a 2-of-2 trip to the stripe. Redhawks back in front by a single point.
Jabanye has been great off the bench. 7 points.
And a corner three-pointer by Bryce Waterman is good. And Waterman is on the board from beyond the arc. He now has 5. That's his first 3 of the night. Jabanye working against Mallory, had it poked away again, and that's off his knee. It will be Dolphins basketball.
Dolphins looking to extend their lead here up to 18-16 with 10:24 remaining in the first half.
Shkolny inbounds, gets it up to Mallory. Mick receives it from Mallory, and now Shkolny will bring it up. Pressure by the Redhawks once again. Dolphins have numbers, and Max Dillon Butler couldn't take advantage. He had a wide-open layup and couldn't finish. Dolphins remain ahead by 2 as Mallory nearly poked it away. Sanchez thought about the 3. Good close by Shkolny, and now Sanchez will try the mid-range shot, and he connects.
Good D there, but Sanchez able to convert.
Waterman wastes no time putting up another 3, and Bryce now has 2 straight from downtown.
Bryce, baby, he is heating up right now. He's picking up where he left off last game, where he led the team in scoring.
Strong start for Waterman, strong start for Sanchez as Jacaire Sanchez at the other end able to finish the scoop layup. He now has 11. This is Shkolny for 3, and that's off back iron and rebounded by Lee.
Pace of the game has certainly picked up here the last 2 minutes.
Hanging and hitting is Shane Fanning. So the two teams going back and forth at the offensive end of the floor, both sides, as each team heating up right now. Butler to Mallory, and he throws down the dunk. Messiah Mallory off the feed from Butler, and Jabanye off the long pass, can't finish. That shot was altered by Mallory and Shkolny.
Take a look at this replay here. Max Dillon Butler was the previous play where he gets the pass to Shkolny. And we'll get a whistle here. So we will keep with this here. And it'll take this through the whole possession here. As
we'll see it, we promise. As
advance it through the court.
The Dolphins do eventually beat the press, and Mallory.
Max Dillon Butler there to Mallory, and slam.
There it is. Mick has it. He is defended by Eric Lewis.
Waterman with the ball now. Drives, stops, shoots. And it's good. Nice job there by Bryce Waterman to drain that shot here with 8:20 remaining in the first half.
We have a whistle at the other end of the floor. It's going to be a foul against the Dolphins, so the Redhawks will inbound from the baseline.
His first, team's fourth.
.20 to shoot on the drive. That is Carter, and he finishes as he goes right into the teeth of the Dolphins' defense.
Shkolny with the football pass there, heaving it down to Waterman.
Shkolny has Mallory. Mallory looking for somewhere to go with it. Has Mick, and it's straight through Austin's hands. And inside of 8 minutes, we have another media timeout. So we will take a quick break. Dolphins clinging to a 1-point lead, 7:42 on the clock in the first half.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island. Dolphins lead the Redhawks by 1. Inside of 8 minutes to play in the first half, and the Redhawks have it with an opportunity to take the lead back as these two teams have been trading leads throughout half number 1. Sanchez off the jab step, looks to drive, is met by two Dolphins and is fouled.
4 fouls for the Dolphins now. 7:26 left to play here in the first half. Dolphins clinging right now to 1-point lead, but that could change with the free throw attempt upcoming here from Sanchez.
So far in this game, 5 lead changes, a chance for Sanchez to make it 6. And he evens up the score at 25. One more from the line for Sanchez, and that's good. Redhawks back in front again. Redhawks remain in their full court press. This is Butler to Mallory, now Mick. 20 on the shot clock. Shkolny drives baseline, hangs, can't hit, and Mallory tips it. Waterman had his hands on it, but it's pulled in by the Redhawks. Here they come on the break, and no whistle as we had a lot of contact underneath. Carter with the finish. Mick has Butler. Gets it right back. Mick surveys the floor as Mallory sets the screen. Mick pulls the three, short. And Mallory is bulldozed off the court. And the foul is called.
Certainly a push there. Can almost be thought of as a potentially flagrant play. But Waterman and Mick will go to the bench. Velasquez and Armas will check back in.
Montes Gudkovis picked up the foul there, and not sure how he had any argument, as he clearly pushed Mallory over the baseline. Velasquez looks to drive. He floats one up off glass, no good. He wanted a foul, didn't get it. Here come the Redhawks back the other way. And that one nearly thrown away, and it hits our tripod, but nice save there by our engineer Brandon to keep the equipment safe.
Brandon, with his debut of the season here, engineering, and life is coming at him fast.
I would cheer him on, but that might not be appropriate for the broadcast, so we won't do that. As the Dolphins have it, trailing by 3 points. This is Velasquez on the drive. He has Armas on the kick out, and Luis is short on the three. Sanchez looks to drive, and the finger roll is good. Count it, and one, as Armas is whistled for the foul, and Jaquer Sanchez will head to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
Sanchez now at 15 points here, leading the way for his team. Let's get a look at our cheerleaders who are back in the house tonight, cheering on the Dolphins.
Well, that was at the other end of the floor. At this end of the floor, you get a look at Jaquer Sanchez taking it straight to the hoop and finishing through the contact. So that foul was against Velasquez. I incorrectly said Armas. It was Velasquez who was charged with the foul. That is his second. Redhawks now lead by 6, their largest lead of the game, and David Shkolny takes 2 points out of that 6-point lead.
Shkolny bringing the energy here ever since he entered the game.
Handoff to Lee, and an offensive foul is called.
Mallory saying some words here, pretty heated. Not sure who he's chirping with.
This is Butler on the drive, and offensive foul is the call against the Dolphins this time. So I think it's fair to say that it really hasn't been clear when we will and won't get a whistle. A lot of physical play around the basket. In some instances, they've let them play. In other instances, offensive foul.
I guess it all depends on which side it is and which official is the one coming from the baseline to call it.
Good point, Nick. It's right now Waterman and Sanchez leading the way in scoring for their respective teams. Sanchez has 16. Waterman has 10. Lee can't convert on that layup, and Shkolny has the board. This is Armas in the corner. His three no good. Jabanye over to Carter. Carter, crossover, steps back behind the line, can't connect from three, and Jabanye tips it off of Butler.
Great move there by Jabanye. Great court presence. Only checking out now as Waterman checks in. Waterman and Gudkovas were pushing each other a little bit before the inbound there. Something to keep an eye on here moving forward with Gudkovas.
We saw Gudkovas basically throw Mallory off the court as the Redhawks turn it over. Waterman off the handoff, and I think we have a double tech.
Well, is there going to be shots on the double tech, or do they cancel each other out, Jen?
I think they cancel each other out, but the Dolphins coaching staff look to have pulled Max Dillon Butler off of the floor. So we'll get a look at what happened while we have a break in the action. Our camera was at the other end of the floor, so if we rewind it back, we might be able to catch something. We'll wait until the next stoppage, but something had to have occurred at the other end of the floor, and I'm not sure that our main camera caught it.
We don't know who the technicals were on.
No announcement, so we're in the dark. We'll check our live stats. That should have the official ruling, as Armas is no good off back rim, and Dolphins have gone cold. Jabanye looks to drive again, and initially was stifled, able to regather and finish inside. Dolphins now trail by 6 again as Mick throws that pass off the side of the backboard. Another Dolphins turnover will give possession to the Redhawks on the other side of this media timeout. So CSI trails 33-27, 3:41 remaining in the first half.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we're back here on CSI Sportsnet. The Dolphins trail by 6 points with 3:41 to play in the first half. And for the College of Staten Island, they have gone ice cold after a pretty strong start. Had 10 points fairly quickly in the early going, but for CSI, it has been over 2 minutes since their last made field goal, and they only have one basket in the last 5 minutes. So CSI really beginning to struggle at the offensive end as Jabanye can't hit the three. Making the save was right, and he gets it out to Carter. 15 to shoot for the Redhawks, who get a second chance possession, and they squander it. As that was dribbled off of Carter's foot and out of bounds, it will be Dolphins ball.
Dolphins here need to finish the half strong. Start converting on some of their shot attempts.
Butler gets it up to Armas. Armas looking. He has Butler. 20 to shoot as Butler drives and finishes through the contact. Count it. And one as Butler will head to the line for one shot, and the Dolphins can pull back to within 3.
MDB going for 3 now with the end one attempt from the free throw line.
Here's another look at that finish by Max Dillon Butler. And as you said, Nick, MDB will look to make it a 3-point trip down the floor, and he can't do it as the rebound goes to Jabanye.
You might have jinxed him there, Joe.
Just might have. I said it one too many times, perhaps, as Butler is pushed to the floor. No whistle, and I'm not sure how that's not called. As Butler brings it up, his team trailing by 4. fake the handoff to Mick, instead gives it to Mallory. Mallory off the spin move, and Nick, that is your favorite move. Can you dig it?
Spinaroonie! What a play there by Mallory.
Dolphins back to within 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. This is Jabanye on the drive, and he is fouled by Mallory. And for Messiah, who was in foul trouble the last time we saw this Dolphins team here at home, that is only his first foul of the game.
Right now, he's got 8 points, good amount of rebounds, so we're on double-double watch again.
Nothing new there from Messiah Mallory, who has been everything to this Dolphins team so far this season. Whatever they've needed from him, he has given them at both ends of the floor. And Jabanye is off on the first free throw attempt. One more coming from the line. Mallory 8 points and 5 rebounds so far for CSI. His scoring total second to only Bryce Waterman. As Jabanye goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. Sanchez will check in for Jabanye. This is Butler to Mick. Mick up to Butler. Butler attacks, and he gets in uncontested for the layup.
Butler has been able to get to the rim quite a bit in this first half. Missed his first attempt, but the last 2 he has converted. And now he steals it.
That's just too easy, and this might be another easy 2 for Butler, and it is, as he finishes on the break.
I think, Joe, we're on career high watch now for Max Dillon Butler as well. Offensive output here, unparalleled.
And another fast break opportunity for the Dolphins, and that is a great defensive play by Amari Lee to chase down Mick from behind and slap the ball away.
Good hustle there defensively.
And Max Dillon Butler comes into tonight with a career high of 11 points against Delphi University back on November 29th. So he is well on his way to that. Looking for 2 more here. And that's no good, as Butler did not get the roll. Carter over to Fanning. Now Sanchez. Sanchez drives at Mallory. And the scoop is no good. That was blocked. I'm not sure Mallory thought he got a piece. As that one, an out-of-control attempt by Wright, rebounded by the Dolphins. Here comes Waterman. Mick steps into the 3, and that's no good. Butler hit him in rhythm. Here come the Red Hawks as Carter nearly traveled. Was able to get rid of it to Lee, and now Fanning. Back to Carter. Sanchez will shoot over Mallory, and that was halfway down. Dolphins lead is a single point. 48 seconds to play in the first half.
Dolphins don't seem like they're going to go for the 2-for-1. They'll hold this here and set up for their last shot of the half, potentially.
And Butler draws the foul.
He's going to go to the line now, I think, Joe.
Lee didn't like it, but the Dolphins are in a 1-and-1 bonus situation, so Butler will head to the free throw line with a chance to put CSI in front by as many as 3.
Mari Lee still talking to the referee about that.
I was trying to listen in on that as I was speaking. Don't know what was being discussed as the gym falls quiet with the home free throw shooter, and Butler hits the first. Before we head to the halftime break, we'll take a look at the stat lines for both sides, and it is dead even across the board as Butler goes 2 of 2 on that trip to the line, and we have a timeout on the floor with 36 seconds to play in the first half. It will be a 30-second Red Hawks timeout. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of the first half.
Car is damaged. Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, It may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
And we're back here on the ECC Network. Redhawks called a timeout ahead of that last break, perhaps to try and diagram something in the closing seconds of the first half. They trail by 3. Not enough time for a 2-for-1, so we'll see what they've come up with out of that huddle. 30 seconds on the clock, 24 to shoot, so about a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock. This is Fanning against Waterman. Turnaround jumper is good.
Nice job there by Fanning. Dolphins now will have the last shot. They'll call timeout.
Nick Duran will use his timeout. I would presume another 30-second timeout. So with that, we will take a quick 30-second break. Dolphins lead by 1, 9 seconds to play in the first half. .3 on the clock in this first half between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. CSI will inbound from in front of the Redhawks bench. And we'll see what Nick Duran diagrammed ahead of that last break. And Armas received the feet underneath, and Butler was upended going for the offensive board off the Armas miss. It will be a 1-and-1 for Butler.
Butler now with the chance to get within 1 of his career high here, just in the first half. He's a big reason why the Dolphins currently have a lead.
He's given them some very strong play off the bench in this one. But couldn't connect on that free throw. Mallory throws one up ahead of the buzzer, and that's no good to bring the first half to a close. So our score heading into the halftime break, CSI 37, Roberts Wesleyan 36. More NCAA Division II men's basketball following this intermission.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at It's On Us.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Hi. May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Thank you. You got a key?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at It's On Us.
And we are back from the College of Staten Island as the buzzer sounds ahead of the start of the second half between the Dolphins and the Redhawks. And Nick, I promised to do it before the halftime break and forgot, but ahead of the start of the second half, I mentioned when the first half was coming to a close just how even these two teams were on the stat sheet. And Roberts Wesleyan separated themselves a bit in shooting percentage late in the first half. They shot about 47. The Dolphins shot about 42. Both teams between 22 and 32% from downtown. The two sides close on the boards as well. Neither team has really been able to gain a distinct advantage in this game.
No, and early on for the Dolphins, Bryce Waterman was leading the way with 10 points, and later on for the Dolphins to give them a lead going into the half, 1 point. Maxwell and Butler really stepped up, 3 for 5 from the field, 2 free throws at 8 points with some great defense, 2 steals to go along with that.
First shot of the second half is good by Shane Fanning, a tough mid-range fadeaway over Bryce Waterman. And after that first half, it should be interesting to see what the difference maker or who the difference maker is in this game. As right now, there has not been one area that either team has taken complete control of. I just went through some of the key stats from the first half, and Dolphins have 10 to shoot here as Armas finds Mallory. This is Mick off the kick out, and his pass is stolen by the Redhawks. Here comes Fanning. Fanning against Waterman again. Pull up three-pointer is good. Count it. And the foul.
Fanning, ready for some Hollywood, ready for the spotlight, just like perhaps his favorite actress, Dakota Fanning, shoots the three, makes it with the contact, and he's going to head to the free throw line for an end one attempt.
And there's another look at it as Shane Fanning has come out firing here in the second half. He has 6 quick points. Fanning now 4 of 6 with 10 points in the game. That makes him the 3rd double-digit scorer for the Red Hawks, joining Sanchez and Jabanye. This is Waterman for 3 off the mark and rebounded by Fanning. The only double-digit scorer for CSI remains Bryce Waterman. This is Fanning again, this time off the handoff in the corner. That's no good, and rebounded by Velasquez, who looks for somewhere to go with it and brings it across the timeline himself. Redhawks coming with a trap, and they nearly took it away. Velasquez to the basket, and he can't finish. Carter couldn't reel it in off the long pass, and that's a quick Redhawks turnover.
Long pass there, unable to handle it, Joe. And it's a turnover. Redhawks out with a 5-point lead now, one of their largest of the game.
Largest lead of the game for both teams has been 6 points. Armas to Mick. Now Waterman. Armas in the corner. Step back 3 by Armas is short, and Carter will let it go out of bounds. Redhawks giving the Dolphins a very tough time getting the ball inside to Messiah Mallory, and Mallory had 8 points in the first half. Many of those came early in the half, and he's been a bit frustrated at the offensive end of the floor. Fanning off the handoff from Sanchez. Gives it back to Sanchez. Mallory leaves him open, and that's off to the right on the 3. Mick trying to avoid the trap, and he gets it up to Armas. Armas to Mallory, and Mallory had nowhere to go with it after he caught it. Got trapped behind the backboard in flight. And the Redhawks take full advantage as Sanchez finishes the layup. Timeout Dolphins, and the Redhawks have the largest lead of the game for either team at 7 points. With that,
being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
just over 2.5 minutes into the second half, the Redhawks have built a 7-point lead over the College of Staten Island after CSI led 37-36 at the halftime break. So an 8-0 run for Roberts Wesleyan to open up the second half, and the Dolphins continuing to contend with this Redhawks press. Now Velasquez has it, trying to get it to Mallory on the inside, and Sanchez just won't allow it. CSI forced to work it around the perimeter. Now Mallory has it. Armas tries another three, and he hasn't had the stroke since very early in the first half.
Started off really hot with the back-to-back threes to start the game. Hasn't found anything since then.
Open three in the corner for Wright, and he can't connect. That would have made it a double-digit lead. Velasquez surveys. This is Mick. Mick looks to drive, and I think we have a travel called against Mick. We do, so that basket will not count, and possession belongs to the Redhawks.
So Redhawks with their biggest lead of the game right now, it's 7.
Fanning against Waterman. The pull-up is short, and it is rebounded by Mallory. Dolphins have gotten several stops, but still looking for their first basket. Velasquez drives to his left. Shot fake. Kick out to Mallory. Mallory back to the basket. Over Carter, and he banks it in through the contact. Messiah Mallory with his first points of the second half.
Great job there when Mallory gets to the free throw line. We'll take a look at the replay of that one, as Mallory did a great job there, Joe, to finish at the basket with the contact and bank it in.
Mallory looking for one more from the line. And that free throw is good. So Mallory now has 11. We were on double-double watch early in this game. Right now, Mallory is one rebound shy. As the three-pointer by Carter is no good, and Mallory has his double-double with that latest rebound. Velasquez almost had it taken away. Mallory almost threw it away. Now the Dolphins have numbers, and Waterman loses it, but possession stays with CSI.
We'll have a timeout here. Media timeout, first of the half.
So with that, we will head to break. Dolphins trailing by 4 inside of 16 minutes to play in the second half.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
And we're back here on the ECC network. Dolphins trailed by as many as 7 just a couple of minutes ago. The deficit is now 4. And it will be Dolphins basketball with 20 on the shot clock coming out of this media timeout. But, Nick, right now the Dolphins really struggling at the offensive end. What can they look to do to try and turn things around?
Well, right now you saw it there a moment ago, which was get the ball to Mallory in the paint, let him attack the basket. And that is exactly what he was able to do there. We are having some scoreboard difficulties, though. The actual score is 44-40, so we'll try to get that corrected here for you when we get the chance. And there's 15:54 remaining here in the half. Waterman with the ball, passes it over to Velasquez. Velasquez dribbles, crosses over behind the back, kicks it over to Waterman in the corner, but nobody is there, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Thanks for taking over the call, Nick, as we get that scoreboard issue sorted out. Apparently at some point during the halftime break, our scoreboard froze on us and never came back. So good catch there by our engineer, Brandon, to bring that to my attention and we get that fixed.
Brandon doing a great job tonight in his debut as Mallory blocks that despite the fact that a ball almost took him and a camera out earlier in game 1.
Nick will try a 3 in front of the Dolphins bench. No good. Rebound goes to Fanning, and Dolphins really struggling right now for offense as Amari Lee completes the acrobatic layup, and the lead is back to 6.
Dolphins need to get something going quickly here. Mallory wants the ball.
Redhawks haven't made it easy for the Dolphins to get Messiah the ball, especially on the blocks. But that's a good pass from Mallory to find the open Waterman, and he can't connect from three-point range. This is Carter, kick out to an open Sanchez for 3, and that is good. The Redhawks lead extends to 9 points.
For 3. Dolphins need to get it together here quickly.
And right there, the Dolphins succumbing to the full-court press. And a soft dunk by Kayvon Wright. The Redhawks bench beginning to make some noise. Their team leading by 11 points as the Dolphins continue to face full-court pressure. Waterman tied up and is fouled along the sideline. And he's having words with Wright.
The Lady Dolphins, the girls basketball team, off a big victory earlier tonight. Having some claps there for Kayvon Wright. Wright gives him a look, and Waterman heads to the line here for the technical free throws.
Well, there you get a look at the official separating Waterman and Wright, but Waterman can't hit the first technical free throw. So the Dolphins gifted 2 opportunities from the line, and Waterman goes 1 of 2. So CSI back to within 10, if I'm not mistaken. I thought the lead was 10 after 1 make. There it is. 51-41 our score, 14:06 to play. This is Butler on the verge of a career scoring high, and that pass not even close for Mallory. Butler almost lost his footing as taking it to the rim was Jacaire Sanchez. And now the Redhawks lead by 12. The Dolphins beginning to look a bit out of sorts here.
I think the Dolphins here need to slow things down, work the clock, and find the open shooter.
Mick was rejected on the 3 by Wright. Off the offensive rebound, Waterman can't hit the open shot, but an and 1 is converted by Mallory, and Mallory has been the Dolphins' offense so far in the second half.
Great job there by Mallory, getting the contact and going down, taking the shot there as he's falling, and it goes, as you see there on the replay.
What a tough shot off the offensive rebound by Mallory. Was on his way down to the floor as he threw that one up and in. So Mallory with a chance for 1 more from the line. His team trailing by double digits. And they trail by double digits no more as the Dolphins are back to within 9, just inside of 13 and a half minutes to go in the game. Both second half Dolphins field goals belong to Messiah Mallory. Sanchez can't finish the fadeaway. Fanning with the rebound. It's taken away by Mick, and he secures it along the baseline. Mallory with 2 and 1s in the half. He has 6 points. Waterman with 1 from the line, accounting for the 7 Dolphins points. But there's 2 for Austin Mick on the layup. And it's been a quiet night so far for Austin. The Dolphins would love to see that change.
Only 5 points for number 5. Got to get Mick going here in the second half.
That step back jumper no good by Fanning and rebounded by the Dolphins. Skolny, Mick, Butler, Waterman, and Mallory on the floor for CSI. Lee, Carter, Fanning, Sanchez, and Waterman for CSI hits the 3. Great pass, another Dolphins 3, and CSI is back to within 4. Here's another look at that last Dolphins 3 ahead of this break as Bryce Waterman now has 14 in the game. Full timeout is called, and we will head to break with our score, Redhawks 53, Dolphins 49. .19 on the clock in the second half. Dolphins trailing Roberts Wesleyan College by 4 points. Just minutes ago, the Redhawks led by as many as 12. However, Messiah Mallory willing the Dolphins right back into this thing as he has converted on 2 and 1s in the second half. Mallory is now tied for the team lead with 14 points, along with Bryce Waterman, who also has 14. Waterman connecting on that last 3-pointer from the left corner ahead of our previous break, and his team now back to within 4 points with 12:19 on the clock. And for the Dolphins, they really struggled offensively coming out of the gate here in the second half. The Red Hawks opening the half on an 8-0 run. But Nick, what have the Dolphins done that have turned things around?
Well, they started to go to Mallory inside. He made 2 big baskets and a free throw, and then they found Waterman wide open there for a 3. Maxwell and Butler in the game now. See if he can get hot again like he was at the end of the first half.
Sanchez was fouled on the shot attempt inside.
His second, team's second.
That's Mick's second, also the team's second. Sanchez taking his time ahead of this first free throw, and it's up and good. Lead back to 5 for the Red Hawks. Sanchez 2 of 2 from the stripe. And Shamal Martin will check in for the Dolphins. Messiah Mallory will take a seat with 12:07 remaining in the half, so you figure a quick breather for Mallory, and then he's back in.
Martin has been out of most of the game, picked up 2 quick fouls early on when he checked in, and Mallory's played the majority of the minutes.
Butler to the rim, can't finish. On the break, this is Maurice McKinney, and ball ends up out of bounds with the CSI cheerleaders, and the Dolphins will inbound from the baseline.
Nice job there, getting back on defense by Mick to knock that ball away from the shooter.
I'll make that the Red Hawks inbounding from the baseline as ball's kicked out to the perimeter for Carter. Inside goes Carter on the drive, and he's met by Martin. A good defensive play there from Shamal. 17 to shoot for Roberts Wesleyan following this inbound. Fanning in the corner, defended by Waterman. 12 on the shot clock as Fanning brings it out. They give it to Sanchez on the left block. Another kick out. This time it's Carter around the back. Right crossover. McKinney, 1 on the shot clock. He got it off and banks it in as the shot clock expires.
It was really close there, Joe. Curious to get, when we get a look at that to see how much time he had there when he got that off, but banks it in and shot counts.
Once we have a stoppage, we'll get another look in slow motion at that last shot, but I thought he got it off. That extends the Red Hawks' lead to 8. Shkolny left wide open, and he knocks it down from the left corner.
Big 3 for Shkolny there. Got the Dolphins now within 5.
Big shot by Shkolny as the momentum belonged to the Red Hawks. An offensive foul is the call as Shkolny draws the charge on the post up by Sanchez.
Shkolny doing it on both sides of the court right now.
The Red Hawks bench wanted a flop. They will not get the call as the Dolphins will inbound trailing by 5. Shkolny brings it up for CSI. Goes around the back, has some space. Shkolny to the rim, finds Waterman. Mick is open. Deep 3-pointer, no good. And rebounded by Shkolny. Shkolny attacks, and he banks it in. 3-point game.
Shkolny's family, his girlfriend, and the girls' basketball team loving that aggressiveness there by Shkolny. Taking the contact, line it up and in, and now he forces a travel. So a 3-pointer by him. Then he draws the foul. Then he lays it in, and now he forces a travel. Great 4 possessions in a row here by Shkolny.
What a sequence for David Shkolny and the Dolphins. Shkolny's play has pulled the Dolphins back to within 3. This is Butler with it. Defended by McKinney. Drops it off to Martin, but Martin traveled. Dolphins had a chance to pull to within 1 or get even. Inside of 10 minutes to play. Our score 57-54 Red Hawks. This is Lee. Kick out. Jabanye back to Lee. Open three for Sanchez. Halfway down and out. Rebounded by Jabanye, who was fouled by Martin.
Well, if we got a moment here, we can take a look at that shot clock, shot getting off beforehand. So we'll take a look here.
All right, so we're going to get a look at it in real speed. Once again, I thought he got it off. So we'll slow that down after this free throw.
So first the free throw here from Jabanye, no good.
Let's take a look. Well, that's really close.
It's close, Joe. I initially thought it was knocked off.
No good. Those 2 points, huge.
Makes the free throw here. But yeah, that could be the game right there, 2 points.
Shkolny finds a wide open Waterman splash, and the Dolphins are back to within one.
He did it again! He did it again! Another big 3-pointer from Bryce Waterman in the corner there.
And at the other end, that was Lee wasting no time coming up with the answer. He finishes through the foul.
Foul number 30, David Shkolny, his second.
And the official now having to get things sorted out as he's having a word with several players. And unfortunately, one official is in the way of the discussion that was going on, but one referee had to separate some players, and I'm not sure what words were exchanged there, but Lee completes the 3-point play, and just like that, the Redhawks are back in front by 4. That 3 for Bryce Waterman was his 4th of the game. 4 of 9 from downtown for Bryce. And Waterman couldn't handle the pass. The Dolphins turn it over.
Dolphins need to make every possession count here. That was not a good one there. Down 4 here with just under 9 minutes remaining in the game.
This is Lee on the drive again. He finds an open Fanning for 3, and that's good. The lead is right back up to 7.
Fanning with a big 3-pointer there for his team.
What a second half for Shane Fanning. He now has 13, and Austin Mick now has 7.
Austin Mick taking it to the hoop and scoring.
Attacking the rim and scoring his first points was Max Mitchell. So Mitchell, not sure, had checked in.
His first points
during
of the
first
game.
Half.
He was not in.
He was not. This is Butler on the drive, right at Fanning, can't finish, but Martin puts it back up and in.
Well, right now, Joe, I think the Dolphins need to start making some stops here. Offensively, they're looking pretty solid, but the Redhawks are scoring every possession.
Big defensive possession here for CSI. The Redhawks have had an answer every time at this end of the floor, and they have it yet again as Max Mitchell making an immediate impact off the bench. 5 quick points.
You have to wonder where Max Mitchell was hiding so far this game, on the bench, coming in and making a great impact.
Waterman will try again. No good. Martin, offensive rebound. This is Mick. Open 3. Top of the arc is short. And McKinney comes together with Fanning, who grabs the miss. Lee bounce pass from Mitchell, and that was a bit behind him. Good idea, poor execution. Timeout on the floor, media timeout. And with 7:14 to play, the Dolphins trail by 8.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become
Jamal Martin. And we're back from the tank as Jamal Martin pulls the Dolphins back to within 6. Mitchell coming off the bench, attempting 3 shots immediately. That's his first miss in 3 tries. Mick drives the baseline, and he is rejected by Lee, who pins it to the glass. Here come the Red Hawks. Fanning, left wing 3, no good, rebounded by Waterman. Fast-paced action here as we approach the final 6 minutes of the game. Mick has it. Crossover to his right. He has Martin underneath. Martin out to Waterman. Armas, open 3. Splash! And the Dolphins are back to within 3 again. Swoosh!
Great job there by Armas to knock that in.
Armas with his first basket of the second half. This is Lee. Almost had it stripped. Armas to the floor. He's got it. And he gets it to Velasquez. Here come the Dolphins. Velasquez finds Waterman. Mick in the corner. Fakes. Drives. Dumps it off to Martin. And he's fouled. And Shamal will head to the line for 2 shots and a chance to pull the Dolphins back to within 1.
Red Hawks foul number 2.
The crowd is coming alive here.
Team's 6th.
Two shots from Martin, who has made an impact in relief of Messiah Mallory. And you have to think that his rest on the bench will be coming to an end soon. As Martin rattles in the first free throw, Mallory came out with over 12 minutes to play, and we're inside of 6 minutes remaining in the game.
Dolphins now down 2. Martin looking to close that deficit by 1.
Martin with 6 points and 3 rebounds off the bench. Unless the scoring updated faster than I could check. Make it 5 points. Martin 1 of 2 from the line. Dolphins trail by a pair. This is Sanchez backing in Armas. Sanchez, jump hook is good.
Jaquer Sanchez for 2.
Jaquer Sanchez makes it a 2-possession game once again. Mick takes it across the timeline. Inside of 5.5 to play in the second half. Mick to Velasquez. Velasquez looks to drive all the way to the rim, and Velasquez lays it in traffic.
Chris Velasquez, super quick there, explosive to the basket and lays it in.
Carter has Sanchez. Back to Lee in the corner. Open 3-pointer, no good. And rebounded by Armas. Dolphins now have a chance to tie or take the lead. Velasquez directing traffic. This is Waterman. Out to Mick. Mick defended by Lee. Wanted Waterman. Instead has Armas and gets it right back. 10 to shoot. Mick looking for somewhere to go with it. He steps back for the lead. Splash! And Austin Mick has put the Dolphins ahead by 1.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! Mick's loving it. Huge 3-pointer. And the crowd is going wild. The Dolphins have come back and finally taken the lead 72-71 with 4:15 left in this game.
Mick is dialed in now as that 3 puts the Dolphins ahead. This is Fanning. Oh, he traveled. Kicks it out to Mitchell. And Mitchell draws the foul underneath on Armas, and we'll see if Brandon can get us that replay. I thought that Fanning definitely changed his pivot foot. We'll see.
Number 10, Louis Armas, his first.
It's definitely going to be close there, Joe.
Well, we'll slow it down as well. About half speed should do. Ahead of this free throw, we'll get a look. Oh, yeah, he traveled, Nick. Wow. How did they miss that one?
Should have went for the coach's review there, Joe.
I agree.
But I also think that Armas was outside of the circle there, so.
Good point.
Pretty questionable.
Well, the first free throw, no good. And
Ball
Mitchell,
don't lie.
0 of 2.
To quote Rasheed Wallace, ball don't lie.
Be careful, Nick. You and I could get a tech as Mick can't connect on that three. This place was ready to explode. Here come the Red Hawks. And that's got to be a jump ball. No! It's a blocking foul. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know how that's a blocking foul. Let's get a look. There's just no way, Nick. There is no way that's a blocking foul.
I hope we can get a coach's challenge, but that's big there. And the foul's on Mick, even though Velasquez is the one with the ball in his hands.
Well, it better not be on Velasquez because he tied up the ball handler. Mick was about 2 steps away.
Let's take another look.
Yeah, let's slow it down, Brandon. Let's look at that again.
Brandon doing a great job with the replays here in the second half.
Absolutely. Here's another look. Mick did contact the ball handler, so if there was a foul, it had to be on Mick. Now, watching that in real time, I saw the Velasquez tie-up, and I thought he got whistled for a foul, which I think obviously would have been an error. But taking a look at that replay, I could see what the officials saw there. As for that missed travel and potentially Armas being outside of the restricted area, maybe we can take a look at that again, Brandon, while we have a break. Let's go back to the previous replay where Armas was underneath. You can actually clip off the front there. Let's see. So here we have the travel that's not called. And then on the drive, Mitchell contacts Armas, who was clearly moving his feet. So that was the right call. He was outside of the restricted area, but he was shuffling his feet.
Well, let's take a look, if we can, at Austin Mick's big three-pointer a few moments ago. If he made that other one that he missed, the crowd would have went wild. But the huge three by Mick that was able to give the Dolphins the lead and put them ahead currently. So we'll take a look right here, Joe, and he can walk everybody through it.
Well, Mick had nowhere to go initially. He was playing catch with his teammates, took it upon himself to cross over, to step back, and to bury the three-pointer. That put the Dolphins ahead by 1, the lead they hold. As that rattles in and out from Sanchez, he nearly got it to go over Mallory, and Mallory is back in for the stretch run. Velasquez dribbles around the perimeter and has Mick. Mick has been the X factor down the stretch for CSI. Mallory and Waterman helped bring them here. Mick has kept them ahead, or at least given them the opportunity to stay ahead, and he extends the lead to 3. What an acrobatic finish by Mick. And that shot is no good from the corner, and the Dolphins have it ahead by 3.
Austin, I know I said Mick with the sick move to the basket to light up and in and extend the Dolphins' lead here to 74-71.
This is Waterman. CSI with a big opportunity to make this a 2-possession game. Velasquez to Mallory. Mallory completes the finish inside, off the window, and the Dolphins lead by 5.
Left hand, right hand, doesn't matter. Mallory able to overpower, and a big strip there by Martin.
Martin and Mallory in together. And I'm not sure there's an answer for that on the floor right now for the Red Hawks. Kayvon Wright is waiting to check back in. He may not get a chance. Crossover by Velasquez into the step back, and he couldn't finish. Off a nice move. This is Fanning. Wide open 3. No good. Rebound by Waterman. And the shots just have not been falling for the Red Hawks down the stretch.
If the Dolphins could take their time here and make a shot, it's going to cause the Red Hawks to start fouling. But they only have 6 fouls right now. They're going to do some more fouling in order to send the Dolphins to the line.
Only 1 more for the 1-and-1 bonus. That's a good spot to be in at this point in the game. And Mick draws the foul there. The problem now is that 2 free throws by the Dolphins' best free throw shooter will make this a 3-possession game. And that's a steep hill to climb for Roberts Wesleyan. And Mick makes it a 6-point game. So a big free throw by Austin Mick here coming up, and an opportunity to make it a 3-possession advantage for the Dolphins, and he does, as Austin Mick, with a huge second half, has propelled the Dolphins to a 7-point lead. He is fired up and commits the foul. We had 2 separate whistles on the play.
2 fouls, but only one is going to go.
First foul occurred on the perimeter. Second foul whistled underneath. So the first foul will be the one that stands.
Mick's
it's
fourth.
a 1-and-1.
4th foul for Mick.
I know Austin doesn't want to foul out of this game. It was a quiet start, quiet first half for Mick, but he has had one of his best halves of the season.
A lot of players who could be considered the player of the game for the Dolphins, but certainly the second half here, as that free throw is good. Mick has led the charge along with Bryce Waterman, and Mallory was great in the first half along with Waterman as well.
Mick gets it up to Mallory. Waterman now has it. The Dolphins' lead is 5. Still plenty of time for the Redhawks. This game is not over, but Roberts Wesleyan needs stops. Another Dolphins basket would make it very difficult for the Redhawks.
No sense in the Dolphins shooting this before the clock's about to expire.
Mick down to the floor, tie up, and jump ball is the call. Possession arrow favors the Dolphins, so there will be 3 on the shot clock for CSI.
See if they can maybe get somebody cutting to the basket here to get the shot, or Mick will get it at 3-point range, perhaps, or Waterman to shoot it.
Mick from deep 3-point range. That was partially blocked. Another good defensive play by Lee.
Shot clock violation.
Now,
gonna have to fix the clock.
Yeah, we have to take a look, as there may have been an issue there with the clock. Now,
I think the problem was that the Ferry Hawks, the Red Hawks, started continuing
wrong
play.
Sport, Nick.
Thinking about baseball season, which is coming up real soon. But
all right, too early to inbound. All right, so we're going to rewind this back. I think the clock continued running after the shot clock violation. So Let's see. The clock at the bottom of your screen mirrors what we have here, but the officials are okay with the amount of time left, so we won't need to check. Redhawks ball, trailing by 5 to the rim, and unable to finish inside was Carter, but Sanchez finishes through the contact and will head to the line with a chance to make it a 2-point game. What a turn of events right there, as the Dolphins got tied up as the shot clock was about to expire. 3 left on the shot clock. Mick was partially blocked. The Redhawks were denied a potential fast break on a shot clock violation. They missed the layup, but then get the benefit of an and one. And now we have a 1-possession game as the free throw is no good. So the Dolphins have a 3-point cushion inside of 1 minute to play. Shkolny brings it up. He's defended by Carter. If the Dolphins are fouled outside of the act of shooting, they go to the line for a 1-and-1. So that's a big foul the Redhawks have to use as they force a turnover. 3-point game. Redhawks could go 2 for 1. They will. Corner 3 is short. Rebound off of Waterman's back and out of bounds. So possession will stay with the Redhawks. The shot clock shows 21 seconds, and Roberts Wesleyan will take a timeout. We will stay right here. Nick, what are your expectations for this next Redhawks possession?
Well, this is what I would tell you what I would do. If I'm the Dolphins here, as soon as the ball is inbounded, I would foul. Because
too much time.
That would take away the 3. You're going to get the ball back then. If you trust your shooters, they're going to foul you. and you're going to go back to the line and be ahead. So that's what I would do. You cannot
do it.
You cannot give up a 3-point attempt here, Joe.
You can't foul here because if you go to the line 1-1 and miss the first, you're in a position where if the Redhawks hit 2, they can beat you. If they hit 1, they can beat you with a 3, and you're not going to foul in a situation where the Redhawks could tie. Now, with 21 on the shot clock here, the Dolphins, the least amount of time they would get the ball back with is about 8 or 9 seconds. So worst case scenario for the Dolphins, the Redhawks tie it with a 3. CSI has the last shot no matter what, as we are inside of 30 seconds to play. So the Dolphins are at the very least assured the final possession of the game. Now we will see what comes of that, as the Redhawks may look to diagram a play for a 3. They may look for the best available shot. They may look for a quick basket.
I'm expecting Shane Fanning to shoot a 3-pointer here.
All right, Shane Fanning for 3 is what Nick has his eye on. We'll see if that is what the Redhawks diagrammed in the huddle. Mark Salagis, the head coach of the Redhawks, and we'll see what he came up with. And Nick, you are on the money, but Fanning was not, and it is tipped in by Wright. Velasquez is trapped. He doesn't, and a very smart timeout by Velasquez. Great play by Chris to call timeout. He had nowhere to go and was about to be trapped into a jump ball, which would have been Redhawks' possession.
Well, Joe, like I said, they were going to go to Fanning for 3, so we can kind of take a look at that last possession the whole way through as we have some time here. They get the tip in there. Now, Joe, what the Dolphins need to keep in mind here as we take a look at this whole crazy possession on the tip-in is that we need to keep in mind that the Dolphins do not need to dribble the ball once they have the ball past the half court. Inbound the ball, hold the ball, and have the Redhawks foul you. So get the ball into Austin Mick's hand most likely here.
Now, I agree with everything you said, but playing devil's advocate here, if the Dolphins dribble the ball up and then try and hold it, you risk getting trapped. And if you get trapped here and forced into a jump ball, it's Redhawks basketball in a 1-point game. So the Dolphins may be wiser to move it around and try and avoid that. The Redhawks have to foul. Now, if CSI is fouled, they're going to the line for a 1-1. If the Dolphins do not hit the first of 2 free throws, any Redhawks basket will win the game. So a lot to think about here if you're the Dolphins as they get it into Velasquez, and Shkolny dribbles it towards half court. Velasquez has it. Velasquez gets it to Mick, and we had a foul. So Chris Velasquez will head to the line for a 1-1, and I said it before, Nick, that one foul the Redhawks had to give, or I should say 2 fouls the Redhawks had to give ahead of the double bonus, proving very valuable right now, as if the Dolphins miss free throws, the Redhawks might be able to steal a possession just by fouling.
So absolutely. So big free throws here for Velasquez.
And Chris can't connect, but the tip-in is headed towards us, and Velasquez will get another chance.
Wow. And the fans over here are fired up.
The fans fired up.
And
that's right.
If you notice the Dolphins there, they brought in Butler for defense. So Velasquez has to make these free throws here.
Now, Shkolny was the only Dolphin there against 4 Redhawks. He tips it out to Velasquez. But Chris misses again, and Shkolny is fouled. David Shkolny coming up huge. Someone boxed this man out.
Someone must have just smacked him into another dimension there, Joe, and got him all fired up. And nobody boxed him out, but still, the Dolphins need to make the free throws, Joe.
Well, this is a double bonus situation. Shkolny playing in the invisibility cloak out there. Apparently no one sees him. How he managed to get hands on both of those rebounds, I don't know. 4 Redhawks against 1 Dolphin, but Shkolny misses the free throw. The Dolphins...
We're going to have a clock issue, so we'll get the replay ready there because the clock started off that first free throw. It should be 9.4.
Nick, you got to raise the camera and get the clock in.
So we'll see if they come back to view, but it should be 9.4 on the clock. officials confer, and they're going to give it to 9.7. So I think it's a big free throw there. 9 seconds left.
And right is rejected by Skolny. And the Dolphins are fouled with 2.5 remaining.
So big free throws coming up here from Isaiah Mallory. Dolphins are already celebrating, which they should not be doing, because they're going to send Skolny to the line to box out here to get the offensive rebound. 2.5 seconds remaining on the clock, as you could see on the screen. And here comes Mallory with a huge free throw upcoming. And that's another missed free throw. The Dolphins have now missed all of their free throws here with the game on the line. So Redhawks should have a chance to shoot and score and at least tie the game or take the lead.
Nick, I had to step aside and make sure that the clock is in the frame on top of the backboard, as right now that is crucial. And
yeah. So, Joe, timeout here, assuming Fanning is going to get the ball. But hey, I'm going to say it again. I think you should foul.
Now you should foul. Absolutely.
2.5 seconds left.
Absolutely you should
to the
foul.
free throw line. They'll have to miss the second one on purpose. There won't be enough time.
If the Dolphins do not foul here, I am going to have a very animated, colorful reaction to it.
And we'll see if the Dolphins hang on who's going to come over to be interviewed with us, because Skolny's been incredible here down the stretch. Mallory's been awesome at 17. Waterman has had 17 points as well. And Mick had a really big second half.
I have to think that if the Dolphins hold on, it has to be Skolny. We'll see. We'll see. He has been huge for the Dolphins in this second half. He only has 8 points, but his impact on this game isn't measured by the stat sheet. He has been incredible down the stretch. Has really done it all for the Dolphins. 8 points, 5 rebounds, as I mentioned. Also has a couple of assists. He has been huge in these final minutes. I think the best opportunity here for the Redhawks is heave it across half court and then try and go up immediately with a three. And the Dolphins aren't fouling. The three-point shot is up, and it nearly is banked in by Lee. He just about tied the game, and the Dolphins hold on to win it 80-77.
Wow, Joe. And Mallory, if we're going to look at that, I thought he possibly fouled the shooter there. So very lucky there for the Dolphins coming with that. The ball almost rolls in as well. Some contact, but wow, so close.
Awfully close, Nick, and the Dolphins hang on to earn CSI a sweep of tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader. What a show these two teams put on. A back-and-forth game, a back-and-forth second half, and we'll see as Austin Mick will join us for the second time this season. Here he comes.
Mick with a big second half, and he's coming over to join us. Very excited for a win. One of his last games here in the tank.
Austin Mick joining us on CSI Sportsnet. Austin, thanks for coming over. Big win for you guys tonight. That makes back-to-back victories for this team. How important is it to get on a winning streak down the stretch?
Man, it's great. My last 6 games as a senior here at CSI, just to win in this conference, set the tone for future years coming. All these young guys, it feels great. Get some confidence going into the next year.
Austin, huge three by you off the dribble to give the Dolphins a lead. Walk us through that play.
Man, I came down. I seen it. I had a little edge on him. I got him to lean on my shoulder. I took one step. I felt like Steph Curry. I let it go. So, and then got it went in. But I'll work on that, so thank you.
Well, we see you here in the gym shooting before every game. Your team trailed by as many as 12 in the second half. What was the key to the comeback win?
Man, we got on the defensive end, honestly. We started talking more. We started, we didn't turn the ball over on the press either. We started breaking it easier and getting layups. We started getting to the rim. Once we realized that we could get to the rim and just stop chucking the first three, things got a little bit better for us.
When you guys see your teammate, which was tonight, David Skolny, doing all the things Not necessarily hitting the scoreboard. He'd have some big threes, though, but the big rebounds, the defensive plays, how does that make you guys feel?
Man, David's such a tough kid, man. He deserves that. Such a great kid. Great energy at the end. He won us that game, for real. David did.
All right, Austin, go join your teammates and enjoy the victory. Thanks for coming over. Austin Mick, 14 points on the night, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, huge shots down the stretch by the Dolphins senior. And Austin said it, Nick, his career with this Dolphins team is winding down to a close, but the Dolphins with an opportunity to send him to graduation on a winning streak. The Dolphins have now won back-to-back games, several more to come, some against some very tough East Coast Conference competition. They will not be back on their home floor for another 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, but you know what? This is the great way to end the season with the night games. As I said in the pregame, the Dolphins were going for a sweep tonight, and that's exactly what the Dolphins did. 2 big victories, the women's team and the men's team, beating the Red Hawks, sweeping them, and a very exciting night of basketball here in the tank. And I can't believe it, Joe. Only one more time this season we'll be back here broadcasting their games.
Really unbelievable, as our next broadcast is 17 days away on Saturday, February 26th. The Dolphins take on St. Thomas Aquinas College in what is sure to be a tough test for the College of Staten Island to wrap up the home portion of their schedule. But until then, this has been Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst on the call. We thank you for watching. Once again, our final score in Game 2 of tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader, the Dolphins 80 and the Red Hawks 77. The women also picked up the victory for the College of Staten Island in the early game, making it a clean sweep for CSI on this night. Be sure to join us 2.5 weeks from now on Saturday the 26th for Senior Day here at the Tank. Of course, we invite all of you to attend here at the College of Staten Island. Of course, make sure you have your cleared 4 pass in order to get on campus. We don't want to see anyone turned away for senior night. Sure to be a big night here at the Tank, as Austin Mick is recognized among our seniors on that evening. So join us for that. And of course, if you can't make it, catch that game and all of our home events right here on the ECC Network. Until the 26th, enjoy your February, and everyone, enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. I know we will.